Hey guys. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. So this video has been in high demand for quite a while, and now I'm finally serving it. Took a minute, but it's finally here. The day has come. So I really hope you all enjoy hearing what I have to say on this topic. But before we begin, given the nature of what I'm discussing, I have to preface the video with a big fat disclaimer. So here we go. First of all, let me just say that no company is perfect. Pretty much every South Korean entertainment company has its flaws, and that is just how it is. So I am not holding Big Hit up to some astronomically perfect unrealistic standards that are unmatched. I get that it is bound to have its flaws. So don't come at me saying my expectations for the company are too high. No, they aren't. Most of what I'm expecting from them are things that involve nothing more than basic human decency. Also, please note that I am not analyzing Big Hit from an efficiency perspective. The big three are the big three because they are good at being entertainment companies. But just because the company is good at pumping out successful groups and staying on top, doesn't mean all the sketchy stuff can be excused or justified because of the company's success. Secondly, the group from Big Hit I am most familiar with is, of course, none other than BTS. So pretty much all the examples I provide and anything I refer to will be based on BTS's experience. I understand that this may prevent me from carrying out a truly thorough and fair evaluation of the company, and I also get that Big Hit was very small when BTS debuted and has greatly grown and changed since then. So please take my opinions with a grain of salt. In general, like I always say, it's not that deep. And last but not least, I know a lot of ARMYs stan Big Hit, and that is why there aren't too many videos, or at least I personally have not seen a lot of videos criticizing Big Hit at all. Especially in comparison to videos calling out the big three and even other K-pop companies. I'm bringing this up because based on the lack of videos criticizing Big Hit, I know a lot of y'all are going to say I'm just shitting on the company and refusing to acknowledge the positives and their true weight. If you truly feel like that's what my video did, then fine, you have every right to feel that way. But I think it is very important to acknowledge the strong bias that exists towards the company in this fandom. Whether you want to admit it to yourself or not, if you think Big Hit is a flawless company or you stand the corporation as a whole, it is more than likely that you are biased and your view on BTS is making you see the company through rose-tinted glasses. I am going to try and be as objective as possible in this video, but you can be the judge of whether I accomplish that or not. That's all for the disclaimer. Now let's get right into the video. Briefly, before I begin, I want to clarify what exactly I am talking about when I say Big Hit. When I refer to Big Hit, I am referring to Big Hit Entertainment, the company that turned into the corporation HYBE. Not Big Hit Music. And though I am talking about the Big Hit that turned into HYBE, I am not referring to all the other labels that are currently under HYBE and how they are being managed. So it's kind of HYBE, but also not really. I am just going to say Big Hit in the video, because I think that's the term that makes the most sense, and also because a lot of examples I'll be providing and incidents I'll be referring to took place when HYBE was still Big Hit Entertainment. I hope that isn't too confusing. Though I low-key feel like I made it more confusing than it really is. Oops. Alright, now let's finally get into the juice. So I thought, why not start on a positive note? Because the company seems to be very popular among ARMYs and as a quality Korean entertainment company in general. And there are definitely several reasons why. So let's address that. Firstly, Big Hit provides more freedom to their artists than most other companies do in many ways. Idols are provided with artistic freedom, and therefore are often heavily involved in music production, writing lyrics, and even deciding concepts or themes for their comebacks. This actually makes the artists have a personal connection to their music, and we can see that with BTS and how passionate they are about literally everything they've ever released. There is also no dating ban put on the idols by the company, which a lot of companies are known for enforcing. And a dating ban can definitely be a good thing or a bad thing depending on the context and the reason behind it. But when arguing for the sake of freedom, Big Hit does get some plus points for that. Secondly, Big Hit is quite proactive when it comes to shutting down rumors about their idols. They are quick to deal with rumors that are harmful to their artists and make it clear that they will promptly take legal action if they feel the need to as well. I haven't really seen a company that stands up for its idols like Big Hit does. So again, major plus points for that. And last but not the least, Bang PD genuinely cares about the boys. Yes, he has done some sketchy things and sometimes his actions seem to be motivated by profit rather than actually caring about his idols. I will address that in the next section in the video. But you cannot deny that he saw potential in BTS, supported them despite struggling initially as a small unknown company, and has demonstrated on many occasions that he really does care about the boys. In a 2017 interview, he said that he sees BTS as his own children and that he is incredibly proud of their success. If that doesn't tell you that they have a special bond, I don't know what will. And a bond like that is rare to find in other such entertainment companies. So once again, that is a big plus. I probably missed a bunch of positives, but to me these stood out the most and I also think these have the largest impact on the idols themselves. But if you disagree or would like to add something more, of course feel free to elaborate in the comments. So the first thing that came to mind for this section is how much BTS are overworked and exploited. The fact that they got their first proper break since debut now, which is 8 years after they started out, is pretty messed up to me. BTS have not only had comeback after comeback after comeback in a year for basically 8 years straight, but they've also simultaneously been filming for Bon Voyage and Run BTS, among other things like participating in variety shows, interviews, touring around the world and not seeing their families for months at a time, and the list goes on and on. I mean, I've said this before, but it literally took a fucking global pandemic for Yoongi to be able to get surgery for an injury he got all the way in 2012. Like what the fuck? In connection to overworking, since a lot of digital content is produced, BTS have cameras shoved in their face 24/7. So many uncomfortable situations have been filmed and uploaded for millions of people around the globe to see. And don't come at me with that they are public figures so it's their job shit. They are human beings before anything else, and have basic rights like anyone else on this planet. I cannot tell you how many times while watching Bon Voyage I felt like there were instances where the boys really did not want to be filmed or hated that there was a camera in their face in that moment. Like imagine waking up in the morning and barely opening your eyes, barely having figured out what your name is and what planet you're on, only to see a freaking camera in your face. Hell no. And even though Bon Voyage is highly edited, we still get so much freaking footage with highly private and uncomfortable moments. So just imagine the extent to which the cameras are on them. It's just not it. Also, the boys basically having their entire lives on camera actually makes things more unsafe for them in a way. Because when you feed fans a shit ton of personal and intimate content, they will start to expect the idols to reveal each and every single thing about their private lives to them. If the idols indicate in any way that they are hiding something, fans will feel robbed and personally offended, and y'all, that is one of the ways in which assassin is born. Another major thing that really rubs me the wrong way is how Big Hit has even recorded BTS having mental breakdowns, and exploited them for profit. I mean, do I even need to say anything more? They literally filmed them having mental breakdowns and sold the content. If you don't think that's fucked up, I really don't know what to tell you. There are also several incidents, most of which are in the earlier years of their career, that are just completely unacceptable. The most prominent is the mistreatment or favoring of certain members of the group. The Maknae line definitely used to be pushed in their earlier years. They had the most screen time in music videos, especially Jimin and Jungkook. And I've said this before, but literally before I knew anything about BTS at all, I knew who Jimin and Jungkook were. That is how much they were pushed. Line distribution issues are debatable, but Jin was undeniably done dirty multiple times in their earlier years. The company treated him like he had all looks and no talent, and sure, he may not have been the best vocalist when they started out, but it is the company's job to provide trainees with a vocal coach when necessary. Big Hit seemed to completely ignore any vocal potential in Jin at all and just treated him like nothing more than a pretty face, despite which he barely got screen time in videos before too. Which leads me to my next point. Yes, this is old news and likely does not happen anymore, but it is still important to acknowledge that some sketchy things went on when the boys were just starting out. The incident of their manager raising his hand towards Jungkook like he was about to hit him, making him flinch, calling Jin a pig, sexualizing Jungkook and Jimin when they were underage, etc. All these incidents are quite fucked up and should not be overlooked. So that was a lot. But I hope you're able to see where I'm coming from and can agree with me on the major points. I acknowledge and understand why people see Big Hit as a great company. I really do. The standard for pop companies is so low, because mismanagement and mistreatment are unfortunately so incredibly common. So when any company shows an ounce of human decency, naturally, it will be put on a pedestal in comparison to the others. I get that. And of course, we cannot ignore that Big Hit did produce BTS. Literally one of the most if not the most legendary group out there. And BTS also resigned their contract with the company. So Big Hit is obviously doing something right. But it is still important to view these companies objectively and individually, and not in comparison to each other or based on the popularity or quality of the groups they debut, because that can cloud your judgment and therefore leave you with a distorted view of the company. Big Hit may not have as many negatives as other companies in the K-pop industry do. But the negatives it does have are serious and cannot be brushed off or taken lightly. The company is clearly not even close to being the worst K-pop company that has ever existed or anything like that. But it is definitely not as glorious as a lot of armies love to make it seem. That is my conclusion, and that is all for this video. I know that was a lot lol. But I encourage you to take the topic further and discuss your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you think about what I had to say, what I might have missed, or anything else you want to add. I would love to read your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one.